Man, you wouldn't believe how much the EU's losing it right now. No joke, except for the UK, who's probably smirking in the corner. The rest of Europe's a total mess. Their whole worldview's gone kaput, especially after Trump and Putin had their second phone chat yesterday. The EU's heart is basically in pieces all over the floor. So here's the scoop. On March 18th morning US time, evening in Beijing, Trump and Putin hopped on a call. Europe was glued to this thing. Before it even happened, Germany's Bild newspaper was like, this could wreck European security. And countries were already shaking in their boots. And honestly, they're not wrong to freak out. The two big shots talked about Ukraine's future, Europe's future, and patching up US-Russia relations. Let's cut to the chase. Ukraine's future is Europe's future. Even Henry Kissinger said, like 6 months before he kicked the bucket, that the Ukraine mess is all about setting up Eastern Europe's political and economic vibe. But it's bigger than that. It's going to shake all of Europe, and the world too. The US, Russia, China, the EU, they all get it. Here's the kicker. A deal's coming fast between the US and Russia, but Ukraine, not even invited. The EU can't get near the table. Why? Simple. They're not calling the shots, they're on the menu. That's the harsh reality, and Europe's feeling it deep. Politico Europe dropped a piece on March 18th saying this Trump-Putin talk has plunged them into darkness. They're pissed and powerless. No seat at the table. So they're scrambling, tossing out ideas like an €800 billion military plan to look tough. But Trump, he doesn't give a damn. They're still locked out. Now they're yelling about arming Ukraine more, pushing for €40 billion in aid, trying to poke the US in the eye. But America's brushing it off, and Zelensky can't say no. He's already like, tell me when to sign the mineral deal, US. He's stuck. Gotta obey America, but keep the EU dangling so he can hang on to power and maybe get a word in. Still, it's not getting the EU anywhere near that table. Truth is, being America's buddy can be a death sentence. If Trump and Putin shake hands on this, the EU and Ukraine are just going to have to eat it. They can't stop it. The only time they'll join is when it's all done and they're served up like the main course. Bild says Ukraine's freaking out, that Trump might let Putin snag chunks of Ukraine. Russia doesn't even hold yet. Imagine that. Your big bro slicing you up and handing you over. It's like losing a war and footing the bill. And it's not just Ukraine sweating. The Baltic states, Poland, and Finland are antsy as hell. They're scared the US will yank troops out of Europe, leaving them wide open to Russia. Poland's begging for US nukes, crickets from the White House. Trump's too busy sweet-talking Putin to care. These guys are so spooked they're thinking of ditching the Ottawa Treaty to slap mines on their borders. Lithuania even asked France for nukes, thinking that'll save them. Hilarious. Ukraine's been slugging it out with Russia for years, even hitting their turf, and Putin hasn't gone nuclear. Those nukes ain't gonna help. The EU's even tossing around sending a 100,000 strong troop mashup to Ukraine. But come on, that ragtag crew's no match for Russia. So is Europe losing it? Hell yeah, they are. What's this call telling us? 3 big signals. 1. US is bailing on Eastern Europe, cozying up to Russia. Trump's been in office a bit, smoothed things with China first, and now he's butting up with Putin. Their first call on February 12th set the vibe. This one locked it in. Russia's pounding away, but that's not slowing the US-Russia thaw. Trump might even want Putin to hit harder, makes Ukraine and the EU cling to America more, giving him the upper hand. 2. US-Russia deal's almost here. With all the chaos flying around, Trump still dialed Putin up. Means they're close to sealing it. Europe and Ukraine are right to panic. Picture this. Russia's got Ukraine under its boot, eyeballing Germany and the Baltics next. They know they're the sacrificial lambs. 3. America's pulling back fast. Trump's quick chat with Putin screams he wants out of Ukraine pronto to save cash and time. He's dreaming of a greater North America, maybe swallowing Greenland and Canada next. He needs to ditch Ukraine quick and squeeze Europe harder for more from his allies. These signals are a freaking nightmare for Europe, except the UK, who's chilling, somehow snagging EU leadership without breaking a sweat. The rest, just bargaining chips, some bigger than others. Worried about China in this? Don't be. China's not just sitting there. It's set to cash in. Check this. China and Ukraine just signed a deal on pea and aquatic exports. Random, right? Nah, it's a heads up to everyone. Don't mess around or China can flip the game in ways you can't even guess. Since then, Russia's been straighter with China, and the EU's starting to see China's worth.